Good morning. Today we're going to be looking at Psalm chapter 8. It says this: O Lord, our Lord, how majestic is your name in all the earth. You have set your glory above the heavens. Out of the mouth of babies and infants you have established strength because of your foes, to still the enemy and the avenger. When I look at your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars, which you have set in place, what is man that you are mindful of him, and the Son of Man that you care for him? Yet you have made him a little lower than the heavenly beings, and crowned him with glory and honor. You have given him dominion over the works of your hands. You have put all things under his feet, all sheep and oxen, and also the beasts of the field, the birds of the heavens, and the fish of the sea, whatever passes along the paths of the seas. O Lord, our Lord, how majestic is your name in all the earth. As I was reading this, something that particularly stood out to me was in verse 3. And verse 3 says, When I look at your heavens, the work of your fingers. The your is what stood out to me there. The heavens are his. The heavens belong to God. He created them, and they're yours. They're God's. And this should be humbling. And also another picture that I get in my head, it says the work of your fingers. And typically, when you do something like with your fingers, it can be kind of like trying to do a little sort of detail, or you're setting something there, you're getting it just right. And there's like a delicate nature to that. And we see the power of God. He's setting the stars, the moon. This is the work of his his fingertips, setting a star right where it needs to be. And it's almost as if it's like he's doing it delicately, as if not to crush it. That should bring about humility in our heart as we recognize the power of God. See how big, how massive, almighty, all powerful he is. It reminds me of the eclipse last year. It was definitely one of the craziest things to see and experience, and seeing how God has aligned the heavens to move in a certain way that you could have a full eclipse like that, and it's beautiful. And as by design, to express and show the glory of God. And so if you can sometime this week, I know it's been cold, but go outside in the evening and look at the stars. If it's a clear night, you can go take a look at the stars. The Lord has set his glory above the heavens. So look at the work of the fingers of God. He set the sun, moon, and stars in place, and allow that to stir your heart to worship the Lord, seeing his creation and the beauty there. It should move us to worship God. And you can do this every day with all sorts of other aspects of creation. You don't have to just go look at the night sky and see the stars, whether it's the sunrise or the stream or the fields, the trees. Creation proclaims the glory of God. And we can sometimes, it's like, well, I'm just used to seeing this, but really look and see the beauty of creation and see the holiness of God, see the power of God, and allow that to move you to worship him. Something else that we see here is we see the love and care that God has for his people. What is man that you are mindful of him, and the Son of Man that you care for him? So the Lord cares for his people. Even in this immense universe that he's created, and we're so small in it, and yet he has the special attention and love towards us as we were made in his image and likeness. And so the question that comes from here, in terms of a practical sense, the the Lord cares for his own people. Do you care for the people around you? Are you mindful of others? So as we grow in our love for God, ultimately we are going to grow in our love for others as well, as we're growing more and more into the image and likeness of God, of Christ. And so that's going to show itself in how we speak to other people, how we treat them, as we show a godly, biblical love towards them. And the Lord gives his people responsibility over the creation that he's made. So when we remember that God has created everything, so we look at the sky, see the stars, God created that. You look out and see the trees, God created that. We're living in his creation. That reality should move us to work for the Lord and not for man. To be responsible with the creation that he's made and the time that we have with it. And so find a time to see the beauty of creation and worship God. Find a way you can show godly care for others today. And whatever responsibility you have today, do it as if you're doing it for the Lord, because ultimately you are. So those are the three challenges I have for you from this passage. Find a time to see the beauty of creation and worship God. Find a way you can show godly care for others today. And then whatever responsibility you have, do that for the glory of God. So as you look at the beauty of creation around you, remember to keep a close watch on your life and doctrine today.